Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. So it has recently come to my attention that apparently the trick that I used to get all of the traits in a single playthrough no longer works as it did before because of changes to the code. Or something like that. I haven't actually checked, but if that is true, bow before me, puny mortals. We who came before and chose this path are the Ubermensch above all. None that come after shall be but a patch upon our glory. Well, unless of course I were to, hand over one of my early saves or some such. That would probably work, but never mind that. Without any further ado, let's nip on back to the Photoshop dimension. Is it supposed to represent all of these elements of the image being crudely ripped from the real world or something? I don't know. There's probably some symbolism to it. Tabitha? Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing that scratchy shadow in the distance. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? No, Tabitha, if we were both having a stroke together, it would be a lot more fun than this. Do you see that creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. What, the goat? Oh, no, that. Ew. Quite so. It's hard to argue with your assessment. Damn, Tabitha, what was in that cream soda? Excuse me? It was just normal cream soda! And you had it hours ago! This has nothing to do with me. Stop implying I'm some kind of stoner. Did we die? Sadly, yes. But we lived. Don't be so dramatic. I think I'd know if we were dead. I guess. Well, no, you wouldn't know. You'd be dead. This is so cool! Speak for yourself. Is this what it feels like to be high? Did we get drugged? Yeah, this is what happens after a puff or two of a marijuana cigarette. I didn't realize you were such a lightweight. Are you serious? People do this for fun? I wouldn't know, and it's all thanks to my school's DARE program. Yeah, I've never touched a marijuana cigarette. Can't believe people do this for fun. No, Tabitha, this isn't what it's like to be high. Oh, so you know what it's like to be high then. Noted. Pinch Tabitha to see if you're dreaming. Okay, two things wrong with that. One, the whole pinching yourself to see if you're dreaming is complete bunk and always has been. Has no basis in anything. Just people talk about like, oh, if you can't feel pain in a dream, which is complete nonsense and obvious nonsense at that. Obviously you can feel pain in a dream. Why the fuck wouldn't you be able to? I don't know how that idea came into being, but it's complete bullshit. And similarly, trying to pinch yourself to get yourself out of the dream. Well, maybe pinching someone to wake them up might work, but pinching yourself in the dream to wake yourself up, also nonsense. And secondly, well, the obvious. You reach forward and pinch your cousin. Ow, hey! What was that for? You suddenly remember you're supposed to pinch yourself to see if you're dreaming. Tabitha glares at you. Let's call the cops. Yeah, that's a good idea. If nothing else, figuring out if we can actually get the call to go through will tell us a lot about what the fuck is happening. Well, a lot might be an exaggeration. It'll tell us something. And it would be pretty funny if a bunch of policemen burst in and arrested all the ghosts. That would be a great ending to all this. I think this might be above their pay grade. Or below it. I have a better idea. Tabitha anxiously steps into the brush. Or rather, onto the brush. Yeah, that makes sense. And anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. It doesn't look like she should be able to stand there, and yet there she is, standing there. Oh, so it's intentional that looks completely ridiculous. Okay. Never quite... It's always a toss-up. Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Your cousin is cut off by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Great. She couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. Oh, that's interesting. So the call went through, but the person on the other end couldn't hear it. That's even more telling than it just not going through at all. Interesting. But what if you were to call whoever that is repeatedly? Or maybe even just call the police, because they do investigate calls like that. I feel like we're giving up on the whole calling people thing a bit too soon. Do either of us have a phone capable of doing a video call? Because that would raise the question of whether or not they could see us, or anything even.
It just raises too many questions.
There's gotta be an exit somewhere. We just have to look. Wait. Do you hear music? Is that... Those notes sound... eerily familiar. What? Where do I... Is that... That's the same song as in Golden Light, isn't it? That's a different game I played a while ago. I swear that's the song from the flashbacks. Or whatever the fuck those were. I don't even know if they were flashbacks. Anyway, that's fucking eerie. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? Is it? Who are you? What are you doing on my property? The lover. Her little dog. Bark, bark, woof, bark. Huh? I should tell you, scare me. Huh? Oh, that's interesting. Don't you see? The options unlocked by traits, they were always on the top, weren't they? Designed to stand out, but this one's down here at the bottom, below even remains silent. That's odd. Eddie, it's Charlie. What? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edward Dean now. I'm not a child anymore. Edward Dean? Eddie? You've gotta be kidding me. And now there's two different mystical options, one on the top, one on the bottom. It has been a long time, hasn't it? I wasn't sure I was ever gonna come back, but I'm glad I did. It's good to see you. What are you... I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. And you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Come with me, Eddie. Haven't you always wanted to see the coast? Now's your chance. We can just leave. Yeah, you two rehearse this. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She is in agony. I'm not surprised. Look at her. Look at the way she's being moved. It's rough, crude, unnatural. It's like her body is being crudely manipulated by something that doesn't care how it's moved, just that it gets into the right positions, so to speak. Arf, arf. Listen to that. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy. And now, I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Shut up! Shut up! Screw your family. Screw my family. Why are we letting the choices made by our fathers destroy our lives too? Good fucking question. Tabitha stares at you, speechless. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. You're right. What I came back for isn't worth it. But you are. I won't leave the Hollow without you. If you change your mind, I'll be around. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. So, this ghost or whatever was puppeting Stella's body very crudely and painfully to put on some kind of fucked up theater of memories or whatever. And Mystical was feeding me lines to go along with it, but furtively, almost sheepishly, putting them down at the bottom of the list, as if it was trying to hide them from me or something. So what if we don't, then? What will happen if we don't go along with it? You remain silent, stunned, or perhaps cautious. Stella, it's us. It's the same dialogue. The script goes on without me. What happens if I just remain silent? Quit trying to scare us. This ghost hunt thing is over. I'm taking my cousin home now. Instead of responding, you decide to stand back and listen instead. It's like she's got some kind of script. Maybe when it's done, she'll go back to normal? I can't. You and Tabitha both remain silent. I can't remain silent anymore. Well then. Okay. Then let's... snap her out of it. You grab the lover by the shoulders, attempting to shake her from her trance. But as you try to pull her shoulder, it's as if she's held back by invisible ropes. Yes, I noticed the way she went backwards, like she was pulled so strangely. It isn't like her body's being controlled, like a ghost has entered her or something. It's more like it's all, like, invisible ropes, like it says. Like she's a puppet on a million strings. This is probably why the control is so crude and painful. Snap her out of it harder. You pull with all your strength, digging your heels into the strange, shifting earth beneath you. You feel the invisible ropes snap. Hold it. Fucking A. Now this is different. Joe Bob, quick! Don't worry about me. Just save Stella. Help me! Get me out of here! It hurt! You can hear the ropes tighten again around her. Your physical strength is meaningless here. Meaningless? Quite the contrary. We've just seen that it can be beaten. Oh my god. Stella, why don't you try again? There was some fucking effect last time. Snap her out of it harder this time. This is getting old real fast. I agree. We should try to find an exit or something. I've had enough. What if... this isn't Stella. This is the lover. What are you talking about? The part of me that lets me know who other people are says that this is the lover. Are we breaking the fourth wall here? I feel like we're breaking the fourth wall here. Or at least leaning on it. It used to say that this was Stella. What, pray tell, does that little part of your brain tell you I am? Tabitha. It says Tabitha. Good to know you're not completely broken. Ah, crud. I think I missed a line. Oh, I get it. You two rehearsed this little scene just to freak out your cousin. Cool. You can stop now. I get the picture. I don't know how to explain it, but lines keep popping into my back of my head. I think you mean the back of my head. Just like these quiet whispers. And I missed one. I missed more than one, actually. Do you think she's got some kind of script? Maybe when it's time she'll go back to normal. Yeah. Stella the ghost. Have I been talking to a ghost this whole time? She can't. She's clearly possessed. By what? Charlie, don't you see him there? Manipulating the strings? That one was also at the bottom. That's just a shadow. It does look like it's staring at us, though, doesn't it? Or glaring. Let her go, spirit. It didn't let her go. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Come on. We must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. That's your immediate response to all of that? Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good one. We have to go after Stella. That's an interesting way of phrasing that, Mr. Cole. I get the feeling it's not talking about a moral obligation there, but rather an inevitability. Hell no, I'm not going back into that house. Like, this place is so much better. Do you need to hold my hand? Are you scared? Hold my hand, Tabby. I'm scared. We should hold hands. For safety. Not because either of us is scared. Wow. 3 different options to try and get her to hold your hand. And you know what? I don't blame them. Actually, that might be a good idea. But only because I don't want us getting separated. She takes your hand. Hers trembles slightly in yours. Well, we may be trapped in this weird-ass Photoshop dimension. We may be having to deal with this fucking haunting, puppeting our friend through invisible strings. And everything might be fucking bizarre and disturbing. But at least I finally scored some sweet, sweet hand-holding with Tabitha. So you know what? Worth it. 110% worth it. Let's go. Let's go back, alright? I get the funny feeling it's not going to be quite that easy, but yeah. The 2 of you turn back the way you came. Where did the annex go? Oh, good. Good old freestanding door that seems to lead to nowhere. That popped up on the path that we just walked. Yep, that's about what I expected. But I'm sure as hell not gonna give up so easily. So, let's turn back. Yeah, maybe we just got turned around. The 2 of you turn around, only to be met with the same door. Where's the annex? Where are we? That's about what I expected. But I'll be damned if I give up before I try literally everything. Okay, what if I keep my eyes on the door and you turn around? Okay, I guess that's worth a shot. Tabitha walks behind you and turns around. You feel her back crash into yours as she stumbles backwards in shock. You've got to be kidding me. Can you still see it? Unfortunately, yes. I wonder if we could get both in view at the same time, or maybe grab one and look at the other. Screw this! Your cousin turns back around, storms up to the door, and throws it open. Oh. Well, isn't this pleasant? Okay, I'm turning that noise way down. It's gonna give me a headache if I don't. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. Oh my. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? The mother. Oh. It's another one of these. This one looks even more bizarre than Stella did. I could hardly even recognize her. So is it going to be another... Yeah, another one of these. Okay then. I'm gonna go back to that other save where I did do all of the, where I did go along with the whole script. That's the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have like 2 concurrent save files going through it for the different sets of options. Because I get a funny feeling that doing all of them and none of them might just lead to very different outcomes. So anyway. And let me check. Yeah, same outcome. Let's just go through. Junior, pack your things. Quickly, hurry. Jesus, Rosalina, you scared the shit out of me. Maybe we should run him out on a rail, too. Make an example of the whole family. Mama, what's going on? Am I going to have to deal with you doing this all night? Apparently. Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh. Oh. Mama, what's the man talking about? Why hasn't Daddy come home yet? Who are you supposed to be this time? The same person, I would imagine. Which is interesting. Why am I being cast in the role of the one putting on this whole puppet show? Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. Dolls? And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Daddy said when he's not here, I'm the man of the house. So you don't get to push us around, mister. I'll call the police. Oh, so you're like some kind of toddler now, aren't you? Trust me, boy. The coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. But I don't want to go. I haven't packed all my puppets. I haven't said goodbye to Eddie. I don't want to leave. Puppets, huh? Funny. Can't you clue me in at all? Please, just break character for a second and tell me what the hell all this is. You think I have any idea what the hell all this is? Figure it out yourself. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones. Even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. The mother and the mob are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room. Okay then. So then... rush the shade in the corner. Is the shadowy figure in the corner dictating the flow of events? The last thing you're going to do is wait to find out. You plant your feet against the ground and launch yourself into a powerful tackle. Only you don't actually go anywhere. It's as if the floor beneath you has become a treadmill, and try though you might, you find yourself comically running in place. What are you doing? I'm trying to deck that ghost in the face, but it won't let me. I'm no expert on ghost physics, but even if it let you move, would you really be able to do anything to it? One way to find out. Also, if it really wouldn't be affected, then why is it stopping me? If I can't punch the ghost, what's the point? What's the point of doing anything? You poor simple thing. Shut up. Look at this. Mystical is down there. That's a weird place for it to be. I'm just stretching. Yeah, I'm stretching. Okay, I'll let you have that. You were definitely stretching. I'm possessed. No, you're not. Don't even joke about that. I don't want to be alone in here. Grab Tabitha, turn around, and just leave. Yeah, might as well try. You're the master of your own universe, and you won't let this ghost tell you what to do. You approach the nearest door, your cousin staying close at your side. Oh. Oh, indeed. This is making me sick. It's like being inside an Escher painting. You better close the door before I hurl. Look behind you. You step back from the door and look behind you. Your cousin stares at you in horror. You return to the other side of the door. This is fun! It is not. Tabitha rushes forward to close the door, breathing a sigh of relief as it slams shut. Okay. But what if... walk through the door. You walk through the door as it slams behind you, and you find yourself back right where you started. Okay. If nothing else, that tells us a bit more about... We're seeing the scattered memories of what's left of a life, aren't we? Of what's left of Charlie's life. If she weren't possessed, Stella would love this so much. Do you know anything about this? All I know is that Charles Shaw's family left town. Okay, they were run out of town. I don't know anything else, and that's the honest truth. Quit grilling me. The mob is talking about the collapse, right? Is that who you think that little girl is? But yeah, I think you're right. This is despicable. Charles Shaw wasn't even responsible for the collapse in the first place. Excuse me? Even if that were true, stuff that happened a century ago is irrelevant. You and I had nothing to do with it. You're right. The ghost should really just let it go. Hear that, ghost? It's ancient history. Get over it! Indeed. I wonder if we should be paying attention to the symbolism in these rooms. There was a goat's head back in the garden, and there's a lamb here. Maybe that's signifying age. And the pickaxe is probably emphasizing this place's connection to the mines. The bloody pickaxe, of course, emphasizing its connection to the collapse. You can have fun doing that yourself. Fair enough. It wants revenge on our family. That's why we aren't possessed. I'm not certain that follows. Surely if it wanted revenge on us, it would possess us. I mean, we've already established that these people are in agony, certainly. I think there's more to this ghost than just the mind collapse. We're still missing a lot of the story here. What more could there possibly be? We get it, Ghost, you have trauma. But I've got some news for you. We all have trauma, and most of us don't use it as an excuse to trap people in some sort of psychedelic funhouse. Indeed. We're seeing everything from the ghost perspective, aren't we? It's like we're in its memories. She wasn't possessed. Yeah. That's the same line from earlier. Interesting. Yeah, the mother and the mob are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Finally, I can turn my volume back up. We're in hell. We both died and we're in hell. So much for, I think I'd know if I were dead. Who did you call on the phone earlier? Friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? We know that we can't leave, and we know that we're not possessed, at least as far as we can tell. And whatever we saw in this room, at least, happened right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. Hang on. There's so many ditchlings here. Yeah, there are. Those things are horrible. No wonder you were too scared to come back to the estate on Monday. Pull yourself together, Tabitha. We're not dead. You're right. You're right. I guess we're not getting out of here until we do what it wants. And I think it wants us to go through that pounding door. Shall we? I guess we shall. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Painted, huh? And yet it looks so much more real than everything else around it. Are those supposed to be clouds? I can barely tell. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively. Their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong. Like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Ugh, what magic words do we have to say to get you to let us go? We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry. The witch, huh? Look at the way she's... Oh. Oh. Doesn't that look familiar to you, audience? Doesn't that look just a tad familiar? That posture, I mean. The way she's posed. That tilt of her head, pointing her chin to that angle. That little thing she's doing with her hands. Perhaps it's not an exact match, but it looks so damnably familiar. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? The witch, huh? the witch. I bet they think they're so subtle with the foreshadowing they've done. But we twigged onto her since the moment we met her, didn't we? And this... well, this is just telling, isn't it? You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Alright. Back to this save, then. Back off, lady. I don't know you. And if you know what's good for you, you don't know me either. I don't suppose you actually know who we're supposed to be talking to here, do you? Because I'm at a loss. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't talk about my family. And I don't need life advice from some old broad. Old broad? Young uns. Whoever we're talking to has been dead for a really, really long time. Has she? Has she now? I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? We would never be like them. We love each other. My mother just loved his money. As soon as it was gone, so was she. And then all he loved was booze. Me and Eddie aren't like that. Tabitha stares ahead in riveted silence. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you. Not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. The witch mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. I don't understand. Is this a map? And some kind of poem? That's where you'll find them. You need her there. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Just like that. Or not. Let's see what else we could have done. Okay, these scenes are out of order. This one must be after the garden and after the collapse. That's exactly what I was thinking. This has to be after he met back up with Edwardine. Wait, what am I doing? I refuse to get invested in figuring out this weird little puzzle. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's more to this haunting other than the collapse. I don't think I want to know so much about some fling my great-grandmother had. This is definitely too much information. And it really has nothing to do with me. Indeed. What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather. He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. Besides that, I don't actually know much about the man. Has there been some kind of theme with the possessions? Like who's playing what role? Stella was Edwardine, Rosalina seemed to be the guy's mom, Alexis was some angry townsperson, and Kanika some nosy old lady? If there's a pattern here, I'm not seeing it. He's trying to get into the puzzle, aren't you? What? No, I'm just concerned about getting us out of here. The symbolism of these rooms could be helpful. I think I can parse some of it. The flies on the flowers could symbolize something that looks like it should be sweet, but is actually rotten. Do you know what some of this other stuff is? No, and I don't see how that helps us. It's obvious that no one should trust this lady. I mean, just listen to the way that she talks. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. I thought so too from the moment I first met her. I don't need a fly-infested flower to tell me something is up with her. Okay. Ooh, this one's The Witch. Spooky. This ghost really has a flair for the dramatic, doesn't it? Mayhap. Maybe it's just pulling the closest matches it can find? If that's the case, then I'm not too concerned about reading between the lines. I can identify some of the plants in this room. There's Jimson weed, monk's hood, and what's either Queen Anne's lace or poison hemlock. Some pretty toxic stuff. Is that right? And, if I'm not mistaken, heavily associated with witches. Could explain the moon as well. Okay, so there are evil plants. How helpful. And the moon could mean anything. Probably just means that it's nighttime. Maybe it'll be clearer once we've seen the full ensemble. Yeah, maybe. I don't trust whoever this lady is. She's got some kind of ulterior motive. Agreed. Clearly this dude should have never taken whatever she just handed him. Anybody who did is a sucker. Indeed. That's why I've been avoiding... well... What else? What else? What else? I want to get off this ride now. I never even wanted to get on. Is it just me, or does that shadow keep getting closer? Not just you. So Edwardine and Charlie... Let me just spoil it for you and say it doesn't work out. Our great-grandfather's name was not Charles. But what if he changed his name? No. Actually, changing his name to avoid the stigma of his parents, or his father at least, might actually be a good idea. Is the ghost mad because Edwardine and Charlie's romance didn't work out? Pretty pathetic if that's the case. It's not like I'm in a happy relationship. At least I'm not making it someone else's problem. Indeed. Yeah, also, what's that about misfortune and stepping foot outside the holler? Is the town cursed? Tabitha falls oddly quiet. Oh. That's interesting. And then she's gone. Just like that. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die. Whichever. Indeed. Kind of being railroaded here. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh, with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. That sounds familiar. Hello again, Wayne. Oh, that's not exactly how I was expecting him to make his entrance. But okay then. Hi. Now there's a plot twist. What the fuck are you doing here, Wayne boy? Well, I guess we'll just have to figure that out next time. Because my god, this has already run really long, and this is a perfect fucking cliffhanger to leave it off on. So, until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.